Vijay Shekhar Sharma, founder and CEO Paytm. Bhavesh Gupta, President and COO Paytm. Ripunjay Gaur, Chief Business Officer Offline Payments Paytm. Bipin Kaul, Chief Business Officer EDC Retail Business Paytm. We also have with us Anurag Gupta, Vice President and Head Acquiring and Network Business American Express. Vikas Verma, COO South Asia Mastercard. Rishi Chabra, VP Head of Merchant Sales and Acquiring Visa. To give you more details, let's hear it from Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I welcome our colleagues from Master, Visa, MX, Anurag, Rishi, and dear Vikas, every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. And the best thing that I want to tell you today that we are so excited about is that we probably have worked more often on choosing merchant products than consumer products as a number of times. And today we have a milestone device, so we believe that it will take India's merchant payments to next level. That is why we have our colleagues from card networks also. And with me, obviously, is Bhavesh. So initially, Bhavesh, we'll have a little bit of conversation on what we're going to launch about, and then we're going to take this to next level, that how you look at it. So most of you know about our Soundbox product, and you would have seen that we have taken the Soundbox product to the next level by getting different features out there. Now, the interesting thing is that we wanted to get as many more number of things on Soundbox enabled. And last time when we have launched Bhavesh, we enabled music and we enabled the Pocket Soundbox. So how do you think has it been with music and Pocket Soundbox?
So one of the perspectives of which we've been operating in the market here is that there is market for every kind of use case. So Pocket Soundbox, if we talk about that, it has actually come out to be much more acceptable as a product in the market than than what we've been seeing originally when we launched the product. So we in fact are upping the manufacturing of the product. As you know that we make all this product in India. So we're investing a lot of time and effort in making sure that we are able to make more such and more quantity of Pocket Soundbox. Music Soundbox, on the other hand, is been a bit of a surprise. We did not imagine that the base product of Soundbox will become Music Soundbox. So now there is a lot more demand for that product. People think that this is good. One of the interesting videos that we saw, that somebody recording their own selling pitch on their phone and playing through the business software. Now that use case we did not find, and it was very interesting. So yeah, so we've been very excited that the market has received both the products very positively.
And I have a question, Bhavesh. Typically, people associate card device on which they will need to take some payment and they have to pay monthly subscription or MDR and so on. How have you been able to pick up your Soundboxes, our Paytm Soundboxes that merchants are ready to pay? Because I still remember way back in 2019 when we launched Soundbox, our internal team was actually not very convinced that merchants will like to pay for those devices.
Yeah.
So what do you think has been the reason the merchant has been paying that?
I think the sheer value of the product, they figured out that today for them to enable, let's say, bank notification, they end up paying a lot of money to their banks. With Soundbox coming in, they don't need to enable bank notification. The other piece very clearly is that the sheer value of reconciliation that they carry, that value of reconciliation, the benefit that they can draw of reconciliation is much superior for them, right? So, and what do we charge eventually? We end up charging $100. And in many cases where the merchants are doing 300, 400 transactions, they get benefit of a full waiver or a partial waiver. So I don't think that 100 rupees for a merchant in India for the value the product provides is a lot of money. So we genuinely are able to get $100 from every merchant very easily. That is not a part of the discussion. Actually, the part of the discussion is what can the box do more for us, and hence what is the value that we can provide to the merchant for the 100 rupees.
With this, I'd like to invite our friend Vikas, Anurag, and
Rishi.
Rishi, can you switch on the camera so that I can invite you to the mainstream? Vikas, I have a question from you to you first. That I'm sure with us, Bipin and Ripunjay, who actually lead the field market, do you believe that merchants attribute enough value to pay for a device on the counter? And EDC devices, card acceptance devices, traditionally being out there for, let's say, a merchant who sort of get the top end of customers. But do you think that card acceptance and the need of card acceptance devices has reached now next level, or is it still a top tier customer's requirement only?
Thanks, Vijay. No, I think the time is very apt for this, such a unique intervention that you have, picking up on merchant real estate. There's a huge consumer funnel on the digital side as that's growing, and that will continue to propel the growth in India. And I think with the combination of probably all credit cards being enabled for tap and pay, a very large portion of debit being enabled, with devices getting tokenized soon, I think this is perfect time. And more importantly, I think you're solving a real issue for the long tail merchant who's now come into his own, which was really not the domain of traditional players in the space, whether networks or banks or, merchant acquirers. We tended to concentrate on the top end, the creamy layer. But clearly, I think that's where these people, because they see value, will be able to, pay for it.
Well, I think there's no doubt about it that the technology of card acceptance is a little complex, I would say, because it requires EMV certification, global trust and safety, and many other features out there. So, dear Anurag, I'd like to bring you to this now. With American Express being available in India and the number of card acceptance that is possible for American Express always remains a focus area. Tell me, how have you looked at the expansion of card in networks in India, card acceptance in India, and how have you seen different requirements for small merchant or smaller merchant also to look at it? What has been your experience on the card acquiring network out there in India?
Thanks, VSS. It's a very interesting question because the payments ecosystem continues to evolve. It's just unbelievable over the last few years how many changes have happened. And to what Vikas was saying earlier, what used to be the domain of the large merchants now pretty much is across board in the country and is now moving to tier 3, 4 cities as well, and in the long tail merchants. So we in American Express, of course, while we were always there with the premium merchants, partnering with paytm and a few others, what we have done is we have now grown our acceptance exponentially. Now this acceptance, which is growing, is in the mid and the low tier merchants, as I said, and now newer form factors, newer techniques, newer innovation is only integrating all of these into the mainstream. It's very heartening to see the ad I was seeing before this whole presentation started, with Modi ji looking at a small vegetable vendor and she's showing him how this entire thing works. It's brilliant, isn't it? Someone who could not even figure out how a transaction could be done is now able to do it. So the reach, I think, is really expanding the acquiring landscape in the country, and in the times to come, I'm sure pretty much every point which has any commerce possible would need to have a payment mechanism in place.
Very cool, Anurag. I think you said it correctly. A small shop able to accept digital payment, mobile payment is truly the milestone that paytm we believe, and I'm very happy that lady was able to explain to our Honorable Prime Minister that what this device does. She was actually uncannily telling that what benefit it brings. So Rishi, I would reach to you now, and I'm going to ask you that, look, Visa is ubiquitous out there in India. There is no doubt about it. And anyways, you reach anywhere, you need Visa first.
That's been a tagline, VSS, yes. Yeah.
Anywhere you go, you need to have a Visa.
Yep.
Well, so with that kind of intent out there, how do you see what has happened in India? My question is, what has happened in India How do you as a global card network see, a global payment network see, that what is happening in India and what the momentum is there out there?
Great question. First of all, VSS, you, Bhavesh, and the team at Paytm, big congratulations on this amazing launch and device. I think this is going to propel payments and consumer choice to the next level. Going back to your point, our question, right? A lot of modifications, enhancements have happened in the payment ecosystem for so many years across the globe. Fortunately, unfortunately, one size doesn't fit all. And we all have learned that the good way, the hard way, the not so good way as well, right? So a consumer in tier 1 city has some other choices. A consumer in tier 4 city has a different choice, right? So we as a global company working on payments, leading payments innovation for so many years, have understood that you got to be very, very locally relevant. It's about global scale, but you have to be very, very locally relevant. And that's why innovation like this, partnering with a Paytm on a launch, something like this is critical. It gets payments, ubiquity, choice, convenience across the true Bharat, the true India. And any sort that can remove friction from a consumer use flow or experience from merchant perspective, consumer perspective, I think is the innovation we also be striving to do. And this is along those lines, right? It helps merchant to the ad we just showed with the lady in some part of India telling the Prime Minister how she can accept payments that she couldn't do many, many years ago. Potentially tomorrow have a consumer in a tier 3 city tapping a card on a device like this, where, that person may not have had a card instrument some years back, as credit gets expanded in this country as well. So I think both sides of the ecosystem, the consumer and the merchant and the overarching experience between the two gets closer and better with innovations like this. So I think, again, globally, to be present from a reliability perspective, safety, security, I think that is 101. We got to do that day in and day out. But being locally relevant to the innovation we just spoke about, I think is the path forward.
Very good, very good. Really appreciate it. In fact, now I'll go to my teammates, fellow teammates. Ripunjay, I have a question for you that it was a monomath task, or I would say it was like a antithesis of that you will be able to pick up a merchant and ask them for payment for a device on the counter. How do you see that came about? And what was the key factor for it? Because I think there is one revolution to bring QR code in the country and acquiring on QR code, another revolution to make merchant understand the advantage of a device to a valuable position that he can pay. How was that possible?
Yeah. So thank you, Vijay. So you understand that as our friends also talked that how the digital transactions, both mobile payment and card payment, have been growing in last few years, and Paytm being the custodian of merchant experience and bringing most innovative products in India, is always a pioneer in that. So when we were doing the Soundbox, which was more toward a mobile payment, we eventually realized that a merchant wants one device. Merchant does not want multiple devices lying on the counter and to take the payments, and then there were reconciliation from multiple devices. He has to charge multiple devices, take care of them, and he has to even sometimes pay the rental for these devices. So these small merchants and the merchants and the tap cards coming more and more in the market, the need for a device which is a consolidated device actually rose up. And as Paytm, we were able to first to find it, and with lot of efforts, lot of innovations, we were able to design a device which I'm sure you are revealing today, where there can be a simple solution and an easily scalable solution where both mobile payments and all types of card payment can be taken from a one device. And it is really a great innovation from our team because it is not just it is a card device or it is a mobile payment device. It's a combination of both. The security is like a basic hygiene for all Paytm devices. So that's what the need of very innovation was, that it has to be one device which can recur to all kinds of payment transactions.
Well, no doubt about it that this has been the case. So Vipin, I'm going to ask you now. You've been looking at card payments for us as a company. Why do you think card payment are relevant and important for merchant, and what makes merchants whole offering for their consumer complete when it includes card payments?
Thanks, Sujit. So I think if you see the card ecosystem today, it brings in a lot of purchasing power for the consumers, and that is what merchant looks at it. That how can their consumer people who walk into their shops are able to purchase more, and that is what card issuing companies do the best. And the way they have been actually expanding, today we have around 80 million, 90 million so cards issued in the market, and it's growing every year. What we saw in the market, while because Ripunjay and we work very closely at a very micro level on the merchants, we realized that merchants want to have this card machine, but they can't afford it. They don't want to say no to even a single customer who walks in with a card. They don't want to say no. For them, it's a very big negative thing in the day. If anybody walks in and he's not able to fulfill his purchase.
So your point is that card still makes a lot of relevancy. When you said 90 million, I'm sure there is a credit card customer.
Credit card customer.
While there are like even hundreds of more million.
Debit card though is a different altogether ball game. I'm just talking about credit card, which actually merchant sees as that he's bringing incremental purchasing power at his shop. So this is what we realized, that at ground, this merchant wants both. While he will have only 1 or 2 customers walking on a footfall daily basis on a card, but he doesn't want to say no. But he can't afford 2 devices. Now today he will have 1 device which will have mass functionality of a sound box and uniqueness, which generally we offer to a very premium and enterprise kind of merchant. We are actually truly democratizing the way we have democratized payments from Soundbox. Today, same will happen to the card payment acceptance at a very micro level. This will be true democratization of credit card acceptance framework in the system.
So I'll go back to Bhavesh once again, and I have a question for you. That do you fundamentally believe that card are here to stay and card will be required? And when I say card, it necessarily does not necessarily mean a form factor of card, but let's say a lot of people sort of say that it is not necessarily that cards are needed. Do you believe that?
So I have a split view on this product. There is a flaunt value for plastic. India is still, I would use the word, in a cycle of cards. There is a large population who would love to have a credit instrument in their pocket and be able to flaunt it. So to that extent, a lot of people, we all carry a metal card. Tomorrow they could be a glass card, etc., etc. So there is going to be a flaunt value, and for that flaunt value, the product will exist for at least for some time to come in. But what I clearly see is that the cards are, or the concept of credit on a payment rail is going to transform itself on a phone. Right? We've seen that on our own postpaid that is powered by our NBFC partners, that there is a very large adoption of people who want to do mobile credit. Now, credit card as a form factor may become a bit more, I would say, a fading subject, but mobile phone becoming a vehicle of carrying digital credit will become a lot more prevalent. And with phones becoming NFC enabled, would you want people to really tap their phone or use their phone at different points in time? I think that is the jury's still out. People tap more or scan more, but I think that's still...
So your point is that it may not be plastic, it may be in the phone, and you still will like...
The store of value will go away from plastic, and the store of value of credit will come to the phone. Right?
Okay.
And hence, but there will be, as I said, there will be a cohort of users who will still want to flaunt a plastic or a metal, whatever the form factor could be is. So yeah, it's not going to be a 0-1 game. It'll be still some time where plastic will be around in this country. But majority will move to phone.
Majority will move to phone. So quickly to Anurag, Rishi and Vikas, your point of view on this very fact that Bhavesh has just now said, that it may not very well be plastic, but it may be the phone, but the tap and the requirement of customer to use the card will remain. Your point of view on the emergence of the mobile payment that has happened in India and how the rest of the world behaves when payment network matures, or sort of like, let's say, the new age or options come about. There is one method of, there used to be swipe, which got insert, and there came the tap, and then came the scan. So if you were to look at what these steps are, what do you think will be the way forward among these, and if there is anything new that you fundamentally believe? So we can start from Anurag, the A, and then Rishi the R, and V for Vikas, ABC sort.
Thank you. Thank you, VSS. Look, I'll tell you the form factor might change. Okay, as you pointed out the journey, the form factor of credit card, so to say, will change, but what will not change is the functionality that is behind it. Whether that's the whole reward points, the entire thing of earning rewards, whether it's, and look, rewards also, the whole thing changed, right? What used to be like the traditional reward, the cashback, which Paytm is very famous for, or whether it's travel, whether it's points, the entire premise of a credit card, helping you build credit for an individual, which will help kind of that individual in getting more better credit, and therefore get more into the ecosystem, digital tools, account management using the credit card functionality. So all of those would make the form factor of a physical plastic has evolved and will continue to evolve, but the premise of, or the basic need for a credit card, I think, would be there always.
Okay, very interesting. Rishi, your point of view
Yeah,
on understanding these three things. How things move from swipe, insert, QR scan, tap, and where is it headed next, and why among all these will win which one?
Yeah, and I think great question, VSS. I'll pick up what Bhavesh was saying, Anurag was saying, right? It relies on consumer and customer experience and preference. Over times, all of our preferences have changed, and we become smarter on how we want to use the products we have in our wallet, in our phones, right? Go back to the day, there was nothing called Apple Pay, there was nothing called Samsung Pay, there was nothing called Android Pay. Over the years, other countries adopted it because that's become the new means of transacting. In India, people got late on the credit card journey, the debit card journey was already there, the form factor was there. Till date, there's a pride of ownership of owning the card. There is a pride of ownership of having a card in the wallet. Whatever that card is, it's a metal card, in the future a glass card, whatever the card looks like, there is a pride of ownership on that card today. Now that card has also got into our phones, so wherever possible we can tap the phone. People feel good about it because it's a customer experience. There is a belief, rightly so, that it minimizes the time of transaction. I always carry a phone any which ways. I don't need to carry a card, and so on and so forth, right? So whether it's a digital card, a physical card, NFC-enabled phone, and so on and so forth, the journey will keep evolving. Just the way in our online transactions, we've got to a tokenized world, which people didn't even know up until 2 years ago, and people are getting okay changing their card pans to tokens. I think this world is constantly evolving, but the good thing is security, reliability, safety, stability has always been top of mind for everybody as the journey evolves, right? So it's an evolution. I think card instruments are here to stay, at least for a good period of time, either because of pride of ownership. Is it because the first time I'm going to get a card, I want to hold on to it for X number of years, or it could be for that one lounge visit or somewhere where I like to flash my card, whatever the case may be, right? So I think, but your question, which was where this is headed, is as an important question, because I like what Bhavesh said, and it could be a glass card, it could be some form of a metal card tomorrow. I think that those evolutions will happen. It could be an all-in-one card which has rewards from cash earning and burning from 20 places all at once in one card. That may happen as well. But I would love to see more innovation keep happening at the point of sale with the payment device, with your mobile phones. And the more we can move to NFC, the more we can move to tap and go, I think it genuinely reduces friction from the transaction. And we all want that.
All right. Thank you, Rishi. So, dear Vikas, for everything else, there is MasterCard. So, we have a question which is everything else. Considering that there is swipe, tap, pin, and now there is QR scan, and obviously any card works on any of these methods of acquiring. Tell me, what is there? Is anything else left over? What is there the payment innovations are that are yet to come? Things that you can expect that soon we expect in payment ecosystem, and which one is taking over in India and elsewhere?
Thanks, Vijay. I think all of what Anurag and Rishi said is true. But at this time, I'd want to take a provider's perspective. We are providers. And I think we are dealing with probably the most heterogeneous market in the world. Heterogeneity, thy name is India, if I can, say that. And we've all seen that. Maybe 7-8 years earlier, I would have said India is a wave 3 market, and we will get to what other countries are getting to at this point in time. But I think today we are going to be leading that. So quite honestly, for me to venture to say what now, which will be a X0 moment even beyond what India is doing, is a tough call. But I'd say that as a provider, it's for us to embrace homogeneity. There'll be multiple use cases, multiple consumer choices, and we will have to embed ourselves in the consumer's journey, irrespective of how they want to pay. So I probably look at that view.
Okay, homogeneity is the way forward. So today, Bhavesh, with this point of view that Vikas has also suggested, and every one of our partners is suggesting, and our friends are suggesting that it is homogeneous, what is that we are going to launch?
I think there is, India needed for card business to grow. India needed acquiring. I've been in this business 25 years. Sad part of this business has been that credit card issuance has been robust, but acquiring has not been. Okay. Even after maybe 30 years of card business in the country, we've seen about maybe give or take 40 lakh shops, offline world who accept cards, and QR codes are at 5 crore shops. Okay. Right? And Soundbox, as you know, is now in 85 lakh shops and growing very, very rapidly. So this is a problem statement for Paytm, and you've been the pioneer, Vijay, of solving various problems. And we know that we've been discussing about this problem for the last 1 year, and we've been very committed that we would not go to a foreign land to bring a product, but we will use our own capability and ingenuity to build a product for India and made in India. So I think we are all very, very delighted and proud of launching arguably the world's first product, which is all-in-one. And in the all-in-one product, it is the Soundbox, which also accepts card. And this is a huge revolution in the market, and we are very, very happy and proud that we could build this product in India with our innovation, with our technology, with our help of our partners, Visa, MasterCard, RuPay, and Amex, and bring a product to the country, which is an advanced version of a Soundbox, which also allows a merchant to do everything the Soundbox does, but also accept credit card payments from Visa, MasterCard, RuPay, and American Express, and be able to now genuinely take credit card acceptance and mobile phone NFC acceptance to the nook and cranny of this country. And that's a very, very proud moment for all of us. So here's to the team, here's to our partners who helped us to make it happen. And Vijay, all yours to unveil the product.
I cannot say it with more pride and I would say happiness that we finally have the product that we've been waiting for. Here it is, guys, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you, this is the product that we have, which is a typical of a Soundbox that you've always seen.
Received Paytm payment of 1 rupee.
A lot of people in this call will make a payment for us, so I really admire all of you who are making this payment. Now, thank you so much for making this payment, but I would then offload this QR so that we can showcase this. And I'm going to keep this like this, okay? So this is purely because a lot of people are going to make a payment and this is a live device. So this device, which has a QR code, which also has card tap machine device, is our device. And this device...
Received Paytm payment of 1 rupee. Received Paytm payment of 1 rupee. Received Paytm payment of 1 rupee. Received Paytm payment of 1 rupee.
So
Received Paytm payment of 2 rupees.
Oh, very
and
generous.
5 paise.
So you can
Received Paytm payment of 2 rupees.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for making a payment. So here I want to tell you this device has 2 key features. And one is that you standardly scan a QR code and then you make a payment, which is very clearly shown up there. And then you have a card tap payment. Can you show me a card? So this is a card that you can tap on this card device, and then this shows up an amount here, what you have to make a payment of. For a lot of you who are thinking why this is not making any more sound, because I've switched off the device. We have to give you a demo. We will give you a demo. But I wanted you to know that this device, where typically you used to have a QR scanner, we've added this But we even have a better version of this, which is coming up. So here I'm going to play this product video that you should see, and then we talk about the product capabilities soon.
Launching for the first time in India, the all-new, the revolutionary Paytm Card Soundbox with card payments. This powerful all-in-one device lets you accept all QR payments and now credit card payments also. Businesses will now need only one device to accept all QR payments and now card payments. Paytm Card Soundbox accepts payments from all credit cards. Businesses can now save cost by just having one device for collecting all payments at their shops without paying rent for a separate card machine ever again. Paytm Card Soundbox is very simple for all merchants to use. Just enter the amount to be collected from the customer using the keypad at the back of the soundbox and press the card pay button to activate the NFC. All that remains for your customer is to tap and pay. Paytm पर 50 रुपए प्राप्त हुए. High-speed 4G connectivity ensures you get instant notifications to keep you protected against payment fraud at all times. Powered by a 2600 mAh battery, the Paytm Card Soundbox can last for over 5 days on a single charge. Manage your device efficiently with live updates on battery and network status directly synced to your Paytm for Business app. Created with splash and heat-resistant materials and slip-proof rubber pads, the Soundbox is designed to last in all temperatures and rugged conditions. So what are you waiting for? Upgrade now to the Paytm Card Soundbox, India's first soundbox with card payment.
Paytm karo.
How do you guys like it? Rishi, Vikas, Anurag, what is this?
Received Paytm payment of
Okay, so
1 rupees.
So as soon as we switch on the device,
Payment of
our
1 rupees 11 paise.
So-
Received Paytm payment of
can we show another device?
Really, your cash register is already ringing.
received Paytm payment of 1 rupees. Received
हमारी सारी इवेंट के खर्चे को लोग डोनेट कर देते हैं। दूसरा वाला डिवाइस पे आप दिखा सकते हैं, दूसरे केस पे कॉन्फ़िगर, तो हम आपको दूसरी डिवाइस से डेमो दिखाएंगे, क्योंकि ये डिवाइस तो सबने मैंने
Paytm payment of
जस्ट बिकॉज मैंने ये डिवाइस दिखाई है, लोग इसको पेमेंट कर देंगे, इसको क्यूआर नहीं दिखाएंगे।
Paytm payment of 1
We can report that QR.
paise.
Okay, so we are trying to arrange a device that is not going to be hijacked by our customers. So ये वाली device है, मैं इस device को थोड़ा दिखा देता हूँ, आप इसमें मेरे को app दिखाएंगे, app से payment करके app.
So this is the payment app which a merchant carries, which is Paytm for Business. Very simple to and easy to operate. You will see if I have two devices are connected, and I have to just click this button, that whatever the amount I want to enter, suppose 11 rupees I want to enter, and I just press the collect button.
So now my QR code, my Paytm Soundbox, which I'm not showing the QR code, if you notice on the side, I'm going to take this card and then I'm going to make this payment here. So this is the second cardboard. This is the card that you're switching on. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Is it? So can you just put the amount here?
I'm just putting it up. Trying. I'm connecting to the Bluetooth because we have switched off.
Switch off the device. So it is actually blue right now.
Yeah.
Can we connect the device on your phone? So how this device works is that we are going to link a device. We link this device on a Bluetooth to your phone.
Received Paytm payment of 1 rupees and 69 पैसे,
अभी भी किसी ने स्क्वायर भी कर लिया है. That makes it even more interesting. So we'll get it connected.
Yeah, I think
This device. We'll connect this device. देखिए पीछे इसके एक Bluetooth बटन है जिससे ये Bluetooth इस टाइम पे स्कैनेबल बन रहा है. So we are going to connect this to Ripunjay's phone, and then once the device is connected on the phone can become the switch. So there are two devices. If you notice in a video, we showed you a device with the buttons at the back, which is what we are going to launch as the next device of it. And this is a device which is integrated with an app on a phone. So merchants have Paytm for Business app, and they are able to use this device to receive this payment. What we are going to show is that a customer will come on the shop, and then merchant, I'm just trying to hide this QR so that the payment can be made on this or not. Now, we will receive a request of payment. Are you making payment on that?
Yeah, I'm just connecting to the.
Can you just show me which device are you connecting to?
One or to both. I'm
So
correct.
can you just connect to this device?
Let me on the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So the Bluetooth getting connected. This is once.
Can you show me?
Now it's on. Now you can tap.
received Paytm payment
Tap.
of 1
11 rupees is displayed.
rupees.
Now you can tap.
ओके तो मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ कि इस पे 11 रुपए लिखे आए हैं. क्यूआर को अवॉइड कर रहा हूँ. तो इस क्यूआर को अब हम इस कार्ड से पेमेंट करेंगे.
And you can see as soon as the card is tapped,
Received Paytm payment of 1
there are a lot of
rupees
payments, and this is success.
69 paise.
Yeah. Then we can have
Multiple
another
payments.
card.
एक रिक्वेस्ट पेमेंट की हमारे पास है.
Then we can, and if you want to make another payment,
प्लीज.
this is master. Yeah. I have 21 rupees is now.
21 रुपीस का पेमेंट का रिक्वेस्ट है और मैं यहाँ पे कार्ड को पे कर रहा हूँ.
The transaction is now processing, and
21 rupees.
so it's successful.
एक्चुअली पेमेंट फेल आ रहा है उसमें.
Payment of 1
ये
rupees
कोई ना कोई मोबाइल से पेमेंट कर रहा है.
69 paise.
इसमें file नहीं है. I think this is fund
कार्ड का इशू.
fund issue. Do you have a card?
डेबिट कार्ड पे लगाते हैं, इस पे लगाते हैं, क्रेडिट कार्ड पे. आप करेंगे
क्रेडिट कार्ड पे कर लीजिए.
क्रेडिट कार्ड पे दोबारा.
मेरे पास credit card है.
नहीं, आप क्रेडिट कार्ड पे अमाउंट डालो.
Yes.
कार्ड मत दो. मेरे को कार्ड नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को वहाँ पे वो ट्रांजेक्शन डिवाइस पे चलाना है.
नहीं, उस कार्ड से ला दे. उसके कार्ड से.
ये वाला कार्ड पे.
Received Paytm payment
Now,
of
now simply card. Bhavesh card.
69
Just click.
paise.
ये देखो, अब मैं यहाँ पे कार्ड को जितनी देर बीप चल रही है.
Received Paytm payment of
Now
1 rupees and
done.
10
So you can
paise.
see that there is a successful screen which is coming, and now announcement is also getting played.
Rupees
So जैसा आप लोगों को समझ में आया, इतने सारे लोग इसमें पेमेंट मारे जा रहे हैं.
So you can see there is a screen which is coming up, and the similar announcement is getting played at the sound box also.
paise.
You can make another payment if you
Can
want
you show
to.
the screen, post transaction screen इस पे?
Just again show the entire demo. This is, so we go to
पोस्ट ट्रांजेक्शन स्क्रीन दिखा सकते हैं.
select the demo, select the card, put a value,
ओके
and now it's ready to use.
ओके.
Now just tap it for once. It's done, it's done.
It's done.
Then you can see that it is processing. And this is the post-transaction screen which merchant is seeing. And the announcement is also put simultaneously.
21
You
rupees.
can say view entire.
अब मैं बाकी सब लोगों से दरख्वास्त करूंगा जो आप 1-1 रुपए की दक्षिणा दे रहे हैं या 1 रुपए 69 की दक्षिणा दे रहे हैं, इस पे देते रहे सारे लोगों के लिए. तो लॉजिकली ये एक डिवाइस है जिसमें हमने एक एलईडी प्लेयर लगाया हुआ है और ये डिवाइस पीछे चला जाएगा जिससे आपको समझ में आया. एंड दिस डिवाइस अलाउज कार्ड पेमेंट टू बी डन जस्ट लाइक साउंड बॉक्स से क्यूआर पे. तो विकास, ऋषि, अनुराग, क्या कहना है आपका इस डिवाइस के बारे में?
I can go. Sorry, go ahead, Anurag. Go ahead.
No, this time after you, Rishi, please go ahead.
No, I was going to say, congratulations again, VSS, Bhavesh and team. This is fantastic. I love the pairing you have with the app that the merchant can do as well. It becomes a nice combination. The merchant can do something on the phone, on the app, and the display works nicely for the consumer. Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry, I heard somebody else speak. Right? So I love the pairing it's got with the phone as well, the convenience there is for the merchant and the consumer. And I think as we think of tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities of India, tier 1 who didn't want to spend as much on a POS device, I think this is a great blend of all the worlds coming together, both for the merchant and the consumer. So congratulations on the launch of the device.
Thank you, Rishi. And the interesting thing is that I have my teammate Vipin who has few more features. So we'll go with those features and then we go with the next comment and the market also. So Vipin, over to you for your discussion.
So it has all the features what we today given very state-of-art devices which we sell independently. It has sound notification. It will come with a keypad also eventually. And it will work seamlessly. It is like QR se payment, card se payment. Now it gets merged into one device with affordability. Our focus has been always to bring affordable products at the ground. So it brings both the worlds together into one device. And we want to take it to the last mile of where card acceptance, while cards are growing significantly, but acceptance point is not growing on the machine side. This device will be a pivotal point where every nook and corner shop will be now able to say yes to accepting card payment. So I think...
and one of the things which is very unique to it is that it supports 11 languages.
Yes.
And the battery is really like 5-day battery in a single charge. Well, you have to understand that not many devices can actually support it at this form factor. 5 days battery.
For a single charge. And इसमें paper roll की भी tension.
There is no paper roll. There is nothing that you have to actually change the paper roll, take the printout. Nothing. It's like a seamless transaction. One of the best thing which about all Paytm devices, how merchant operations are eased out, and that is what we have learned from Soundbox also. If the merchant operations are eased out, then the acceptability and the scalability of the device is always there.
And Vipin, if I was to ask you that, do you think that app as a feature works better or do you think keyboard on the device works better?
Vijay, both we have seen significant usage in our Paytm for Business app. Merchants feel very safe. They always feel that मेरे control में है. जब वो ऐप में होता है वो बहुत ही उसको सेफ लगता है. But there are situations जब merchant खुद नहीं होता है शॉप में. A lot of times he's out and cashier is managing. उसके लिए कीपर. So वो जो आज इसमें वर्सटैलिटी है इस प्रोडक्ट में कि आप खुद भी ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं रिमोटली और आप शॉप पे भी ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं. और आप उसका मैसेज भी जनरेट करा के जो आपको आज प्रिंट नहीं चाहिए उसका मैसेज भी आप दिला सकते हैं कस्टमर को कि आपका इतना पेमेंट है. बिकॉज जनरली कस्टमर्स हैव दिस टेंडेंसी कि स्लिप लेनी है. आज भी अगर स्लिप नहीं भी मांगो तब भी स्लिप issue करते हैं. So that issue also gets resolved, and it's a very economical product then because paper roll it's a significant cost for merchants. So that solves that problem.
I agree. And I was talking to Rishi. Now I'll talk to Vikas and Anurag. Anurag and Vikas, what do you think that the device does not have a paper roll and can work with or without an app?
Vijay, I think this is you're on an aha moment from a proximity payment standpoint, I'd say. I personally like the cash register look and feel one better, probably because it's got all of the hardware, software in one place, whether the merchants using it themselves or the salesman. Yeah. But I think you've solved so many, tick so many boxes in terms of omni-channel, multiple form factors, being so intuitive. I mean, that woman who was talking to Prime Minister Modi, if you heard the earnestness in her voice, aap samajh gaye kya? Aapne sun liya. So that itself, I think, that to me says that's the sound of a convinced consumer. I think you just have to now industrialize your rollout.
Thank you. Anurag, आप क्या कहते हो कि ऐप एक साइड में है और एक साइड में कीबोर्ड भी है और फ्रंट में ये इंटीग्रेटेड टैब भी है और साउंड बॉक्स भी है, QR भी है. तो what do you think of this device?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It's again another win for Team Paytm. So I don't know अगला क्या करेंगे अगर आपने सब कुछ इसमें कर दिया तो, but
well, there is no end to what we can do because सब कुछ कर रहे थे.
absolutely, and that's expected from Team Paytm that you will continue to innovate. So I think Vijay, this is a great win. It will be a big win not only for the customer but more so from a merchant standpoint. And as this gets rolled out in different parts of the country with different merchants, especially the small ones, I'm sure they'll find huge value in this. Looks
Very cool.
Sorry, I'll just add one thing, yes, if you don't mind. We didn't speak about the display in front, but that's pretty cool because a lot of places got a lot of noise. People don't know the exact amount what they're supposed to pay or not pay. Just having a display on the front makes it so much more intuitive for the consumer as well. That I know exactly how much I need to pay. So I love the feature in the front that has a digital display of the amount as well.
है ना?
Well, like
ये by the way ऋषि मैंने personally डलवाया था.
Yeah, I remember that.
यहाँ पे ना
Paytm payment of
And remember, Vijay, you said if in a POS machine today, the consumer has to actually look into the display before the tapping the device. But here it is obviously
पूरा एक ही चीज देखनी चाहिए.
powering off.
तो एक ही चीज देखनी चाहिए वो कितना अमाउंट डालना है जिससे कि आप टैप करो तो उसको देखो. थैंक यू ऋषि फॉर कैप्चरिंग इट. ये हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट थी.
It's very cool. I know we spoke about the pin pad behind and the app, but this was a pretty cool feature I thought on the front of the device, which is very nice.
Thank you. विकास ये जो आपने बोला जो एक पॉइंट ऑफ सेल का जो पुराना कैलकुलेटर कंप्यूटर वो जो डिवाइस निकलती थी हमने उसकी लुक बनाने का ट्राई किया है पीछे. सो व्यक्ति को पता चल जाए कि क्या करना है. मेरे को अमाउंट लिखो. इधर साइड में भी एलईडी स्क्रीन है, फ्रंट साइड में भी है और एलसीडी स्क्रीन है. ये चीपर भी है, कॉस्ट भी कंटेन रहती है और एक दुकानदार को अपना कंफर्ट फीचर भी आता है कैलकुलेटर की तरह से. इसमें
Important part, Rishi, is this is what you can do when you make the product in India. Right? You are not importing it. What other market is in?
So हम भवेश बार-बार एक बात को बताना चाहते हैं कि ये मेड इन इंडिया प्रोडक्ट है, मेड इन ऑफिस प्रोडक्ट है, हमने बनाया है.
designed, made in India, everything.
Made by Indian companies.
Bhavesh heard it loud and clear.
Yeah. No, this is not for us. This is for other people. Right?
Payment can be, India can be net payment exporter. मेरा ये मानना है. और मेरा ये मानना है कि नेट पेमेंट एक्सपोर्टर ना सिर्फ पेमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए उल्टा हार्डवेयर के लिए भी. आप अगर देखें तो मोर और लेस फॉरेन कंट्रीज का हार्डवेयर इंडिया में आता है. अभी जैसे साउंड बॉक्स से जर्नी स्टार्ट हुई है और अब हम कार्ड पेमेंट की तरफ आए हैं. मेरा ये मानना है कि एज पेटीएम वी विल ब्रिंग tons of hardware making capability to India that would go rest of the world. So make in India की जय हो.
Fabulous. आपका तो अमृत काल हो गया.
आजादी का अमृत काल. कैश पेमेंट से आजादी.
एक चीज बताना चाहता हूँ because we talked about price. I think the important part is सबसे सस्ती कार्ड मशीन मार्केट में 5 से 6,000 रुपए की आती है, which is obviously able to do some bit of the stuff but not everything, and obviously it goes up to about 8 to 10,000 rupees. For us, this product we are delighted to announce that we will be offering in the market for 999 rupees. 1,000 रुपए से 1 रुपया कम 999 रुपए में हम इस देश को एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट देंगे ऑल इन वन साउंड बॉक्स जो सब कुछ करता है और कार्ड भी.
Are you kidding me कि 1,000 रुपए का बैरियर आपने क्रॉस कर दिया कार्ड एक्वायरिंग में. मुझे लगता है कि मास्टर वीजा एमएक्स ये तो बिल्कुल आपका ड्रीम कम ट्रू है. ये प्राइस तो 1,000 रुपए में कस्टमर एक्वायरिंग सॉर्टेड. हाउ डू यू फील फॉर दैट?
I think our imagination is can we make this product the standard sound box in the market? See, एक जो इंसाइट हमने मार्केट में देखी है कि अगर एक छोटा दुकानदार भी है उसके पास दिन में हफ्ते में 1 या 2 ऐसे यूजर आते हैं जो कार्ड से पे करना चाहते हैं. Invariably, very interesting. That guy, if he does not have a card machine, will go to a different shopkeeper. भाई अपनी कार्ड दे दे, सेटल कर लेना. So he'll pick his card machine, get the transaction done, and then settle.
Correct.
Right? And obviously pay some fee, etc., etc. So there is an inertia in the mind of a merchant here. I cannot be paying 6,000-7,000 rupees upfront or a rental for a transaction which may happen once in a while. Now this problem gets solved with this product at 2 levels. One is कि इसकी price is equal to a sound box. वो anyways आज की तारीख में 100 रुपए देता है या 1,000 रुपए का मशीन लेता है हमसे. दूसरा है कि he has a flexibility to switch on switch off card acceptance. तो आज कार्ड मशीन पे नहीं है, ऐप पे है. Oh, he can say अच्छा मैं दुकान से बाहर जा रहा हूँ, कार्ड एक्सेप्टेंस बंद है सर, एक कार्ड एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं है सर, क्यूआर चलेगा।
क्या चलेगा?
अब मैं सैटरडे संडे को कार्ड चलाना चाहता हूं, आप इस पे कार्ड चला सकते हैं। एंड द गुड न्यूज इज ऑल 4 नेटवर्क्स वर्क, वीजा, मास्टर, एमेक्स एंड रुपे, ऑल 4 नेटवर्क्स वर्क। सो द कस्टमर हैज ऑल द चॉइस। कार्ड मशीन पे आप देखते हैं कि काफी नेटवर्क नहीं चल पाते हैं। So we made it a point, and thanks again to Rishi, to Vikas, to the entire Anurag, to Amex team and Anurag, and obviously Rupee team who obviously are busy in Global FinTech Festival, and we would love to have them here on the call too, that they've really helped us in certifying a very complex product. Right? This product has not been there in the country.
तो आप हिंट देना चाहते हैं कि सर्टिफाइड प्रोडक्ट?
ये सर्टिफिकेट मैं हिंट नहीं देना चाहता, मैं ये आपको बताना चाहता हूँ सभी लोगों को कि ये प्रोडक्ट एक शो पीस नहीं है।
अच्छा,
ये प्रोडक्ट कल
डेमो वीडियो
We have merchants. We have merchants.
ये बाजार में उतरने वाला प्रोडक्ट है।
उतरा हुआ है।
Are you going to show us the merchant?
Yes, we go to the merchant.
merchant के पास जाएंगे तो कैन यू करेक्ट फ्यू?
Yes.
ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है। ऋषि, विकास और अनुराग, हम यहाँ से अपने मर्चेंट लोगों को कनेक्ट करते हैं, फिर हमारे जो ऑडियंस होती है वो उनको प्यार से पैसे देती है। साउंड बॉक्स के केस में,
हमारे केस में हाथी के दांत दिखाने और खाने के सेब।
very nice. I really like the way Bhavesh is expanding on this. So अब हम यहाँ पे पार्टिसिपेंट को ज्वाइन करवाना चाहते हैं, तो हम यहाँ से ज्वाइन करेंगे।
So we will go to Noida.
Noida.
We have Mr. Ashok Bansal ji from Neelkant Departmental Store.
अरे वाह,
Ashok ji, namaskar. Thank you for joining.
नमस्कार अशोक जी।
नमस्ते जी, कैसे हैं आप? कहाँ हैं आप? कहाँ से ज्वाइन कर रहे हो आप? किस शहर में और कहाँ है आपकी दुकान?
सर मैं सेक्टर 62 में हूँ। न्यू नीलकंठ डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर के नाम से शॉप्स है मेरी।
बहुत ही बढ़िया।
सर एनसीआर में चार आउटलेट है मेरे।
अरे वाह, आपका नाम क्या है सर?
अशोक बंसल।
अशोक जी, बहुत ही बढ़िया लग रहा है मुझे कि आपके पास एक पेटीएम का बाइक भी पहुंचा हुआ है और पेटीएम का डिवाइस भी रखा हुआ दिख रहा है मेरे को।
हाँ जी सर, ये
थैंक यू सो मच। कैसी है डिवाइस? इसमें कार्ड का पेमेंट हो सकता है, तो क्या आपके यहाँ पे कार्ड का पेमेंट चल रहा है इस डिवाइस से?
सर चल रहा है, मैंने यूज भी करा है और काफी
यूज भी
करा भी है।
अच्छा, तो ये बताओ मेरे को कि जब आप ये डिवाइस देख रहे हो जो आपके पास रखी हुई है, हाउ इज इट, ये कैसे बेहतर होती है जो ईडीसी नॉर्मल वाली होती है उससे, और क्या इसका बेटर एडवांटेज है देन लेट्स से अदर कार्ड डिवाइसेस जो होती हैं? तो ये क्या, इसमें क्या खास बात है, ये बताओ।
सर एक्चुअली ये तो एक तो ये डिवाइस ऑल इन वन है, इसमें क्यूआर कोड भी है और पेटीएम कार्ड मशीन भी इसी के अंदर डाल दी है।
ओह, ये जेम्स बॉन्ड डिवाइस है।
कुछ ऐसी नई टेक्नोलॉजी है जो बाजार में किसी के पास है नहीं, तो कस्टमर भी थोड़ा सा अट्रैक्ट होता है कि बस अब ये क्या है नया।
ये क्या है?
कस्टमर भी थोड़ा ज्यादा अट्रैक्ट होता है कि बस अब ये क्या है नया। मैं उसको बोलता हूँ कि बस अब ये कार्ड मशीन भी इनके पेटीएम वालों ने इसके अंदर ही डाल दी, तो कहता बस अब मेरी करके देखो ना एक बार।
अरे वाह, बहुत ही बढ़िया।
As Delhi gears up to host the G20 summit, the Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi LG VK Saxena are at loggerheads over shivling-shaped fountains which have been installed in the national capital. AAP has objected to the installation of these fountains and accused Delhi LG VK Saxena and the BJP of hurting the sentiments of crores of Hindus. Delhi Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj sought an apology from the LG, calling shivling-shaped fountains an act of sin, even seeking an FIR against the Lieutenant Governor. VK Saxena said that fountains are not shivlings but art pieces made by an artisan from Rajasthan.
शिवलिंग को इस तरह से चौराहे पे लगा देना और उसका फुवारा या झरना बना देना, एलजी साहब ने पाप किया है और उस पाप का उन्हें प्रायश्चित करना चाहिए। इस तरीके से धार्मिक आस्था को, इस तरीके से हिंदुओं की भावनाओं को आहत करना, मैं नहीं समझता कि कोई अच्छी बात है।
वो शिवलिंग नहीं है, वो आर्ट पीसेस हैं। अगर उसमें किसी को शिवलिंग दिखाई पड़ता है, भगवान दिखाई पड़ता है, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, मुझे इसमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। लेकिन कंट्रोवर्सी मैं समझता हूं कि ऐसी कोई होनी नहीं चाहिए।
The national capital is getting all decked up to welcome about 40 country heads on September 9th and 10th.
During G20, you will see, at every few hundred meters, Delhi police jawans, Delhi traffic police, along with the para forces and other security agencies deployed in big numbers. Now, we are being told that the uniform that Delhi police and traffic police will be in would be different from the regular days. So clearly, Delhi police is making all the efforts to ensure that the security protocol is 100%.
The capital now waiting for the mega global gala, although with some stringent curbs. Bureau Report, India Today.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's son and Minister Udayanidhi Stalin has stirred up a massive controversy with his remarks against Hinduism. On Saturday, Udayanidhi Stalin compared the Sanatan Dharma with diseases like dengue and malaria, which according to Udayanidhi Stalin needs to be
Hello and welcome. You're watching BT TV. I'm Tanya Neja and this is Market Today, a show where we'll get you all the